Hello, what is the best way to track core basis for swing trades? Well, when you are buying stocks, it's good whether it's at the end of that same day or during the weekend or at the end of the month. It's good to pull your account history so that you can use that to update your swing trading spreadsheet to record how much you purchase stocks that you purchase, and when you if you sold stock, how much you sold those stocks. So that is how you can track your cost basis, how much you purchase, you spend purchasing those stocks. You can track those. And if your account firm, your brokerage firm, provide you a regular realized gain and loss sheets, you can pull those as well. You'll find your cost basis there as well. At the end of the year, they will give you, for stocks that you sold, they will give you, the 1099 that will pretty much have your realized gain and losses. That will have the cost, how much it costs you to purchase stocks that you sold that year. So stocks you sold that year, the cost will be on that form. But in general, I found that you can track your cost, how much you pay for stocks. You can track them by pulling your account history and save them and use them to, fill up your swing trading spreadsheet to be able to analyze your trading strategy to see if it's working, if you are making profit trading stocks with the strategy you are using. And at the same time, saving those account history, your transactions will allow you, like, over time, if you want to reference those, you'll be able to find them. Because I noticed that with CSCO, for instance, they will keep a record of those for 3 years and so, and then they will delay the old one. So if those are things you'll want to reference later to analyze how you trade or invest in stocks later, it'll be good to save those. And that way you can find how much you pay for certain stocks that you kept for years. Because you will only find that when you sell the stocks and the brokerage firm gave you a 1099. If you are not saving it and you have that stock for more than 3 years, you may not have, how much you pay for it. You may not have that until you sell that stock. There are a few stocks like that I have in my portfolio that I will want to know how much I pay for them, because I reinvested the dividend. It will show me the cost basis when I put my mouse on the cost section, but again, it's averaging it, not exactly how much I pay for the original stocks. And I didn't know what year I purchased it until I sell it, because I didn't keep the the recording of those, and it has been for some years. So if you want to know how much you pay for some stocks, and if there is a thing that those stocks you'll keep them for a few years, it might be a good idea to pull your account history and save them. And I found that there could be a little discrepancy between your account history, how much you pay for a stocks that is saying that you pay for it, and when you pull your capital gain and losses record out, I found that some of them can show a little bit of discrepancy between how much it said that you pay for it. And I'm not entirely sure why there is a little discrepancy between the two. I only noticed it because I save the account history of that transactions and recorded it in my in the list of on my swing trading spreadsheet. And later, when I sold the stock, and I'm trying to record those and pull my realized sheet that I noticed that, oh, how much is in that I pay for it? It's in from what I recorded, and I thought I'm the one that made a mistake on my sheet, and I pulled the account history out, and it turned out to be, no, what I recorded is correct, but it's just a little discrepancy between this realized gain and loss sheet and what the account history, my transaction history, say I pay for it. And I don't know why there is a difference, but when it comes to taxes, you'll use the 1099 to complete your tax form. At least that's what I do, regardless of what my account history transaction says. But yeah, so those are the two ways that I found to retrieve my cost basis on this realized gain loss and my account history transactions. So which are the ways that you found to track your cost basis? But just keep in mind that those are more for your internal work. When it comes to file taxes, your broker will give you a 1099 and that'll have what you need to file your taxes. So thank you so much for your time. But today, before we part way, let's analyze CSCO as of August 12, 2026. So when we are looking at CSCO, I like to purchase it at this support line, but right now it's still going up. The price is close to where to all-time highest price in buying zone, not in the selling zone, than it is in our buying zone. So therefore we are waiting to buy at this support line. So thank you so much for your time. I'm Afiavi, and on our channel we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence. And swing trading could allow you to reach that goal, or will allow you to create another stream of income. Just start slowly and surely you'll get there. As a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional trader. I just swing trade in my husband and I a joint account, and I like to share what is working for us, what is not working for us with you, so that if you find some tips useful, you can customize them to fit your personality type, your risk tolerance, and use them in your own financial success journey. Will you please proceed with caution? And this video is brought to you by our online store, Liberman.com. If you are looking for cloth napkins or tote bag, will you please check our online store, Liberman.com. And for more videos in this series, will you please check the playlist, How to Start Swing Trading Step by Step Using Long Uptrends, in the description of this video. Thank you so much for your time. Happy swing trading.